Today I'm in the garage with a 2020 Chrysler Pacifica. My sister-in-law has been having trouble with her brakes on and off, so I'm going to take a look at it for her and see if I can beat the quote that she got from a shop. So here it is, the 2020 Chrysler Pacifica. Do you know what trim level it is? Limited, touring, whatever. I don't know if that matters for brakes. It is the limited. I'm just going to crack these real quick before I jack it all the way up. So yeah, the chassis is rigid enough such that I can jack up the back in order to get a jack stand on the front.
Okay.
I'm just gonna come all the way down to this. On this. There we go. Definitely some ridges, but let's take these calipers off and check out the pads. At least over here, it still looks like there's pad left, but we'll take it off and see what's going on. So I'm gonna swing the caliper out before I take off the bracket. These are some big pads for a big vehicle. I'm gonna hang it up so there's no stress on the brake lines. These pads still got a bunch of life left on them. Yeah, that's a lot of pad life left. So I wonder what was causing the smoking. So I was just assuming the brakes were gone, but this has the Bobby Brown Gumby where there's a lot more pad left on this side than this side, but that usually doesn't cause smoke. Let's see if there's something going on with this caliper. When I look at the slides, they move freely. Oh, but this boot, yeah, that boot needs to be replaced. Yeah, so I wonder if this is part of the problem. Now that boot looks like it'll go right back on. Yeah, the boot's intact. It just was off. So did the shop look at it?
I doubt it. I just told him the symptoms and it was smoking, and he went, "Oh yeah, you need calipers for all 5 tires." So I was like, okay. Yeah, see how dirty these are?
With the pad life that I'm seeing, I should not see these ridges I'm seeing on the rotor. We got to see what the minimum thickness is. Might just get these rotors turned, throw on some new pads, and see where we are. So next thing I'm gonna check is this caliper. I'm gonna see if either of these pistons is stuck. I mean, that could cause the issue, but if I'm able to compress them normally, then I'm tempted to just slap on some new pads and see what happens. So I'm just gonna put a pad back in there, and this is a dual piston caliper. Let's see if I can just squeeze this side and then squeeze the other side bit by bit. I think it's compressing, but it didn't go much. No, it went in. Let me do the other side. I'm gonna compress this one. This one seems to be moving a little easier. So this piston may be a bit seized. I'm gonna see if I can free it, but I'm also gonna see if it's cheaper and easier to get a kit to replace the seals and lube it up real good, or if it's cheaper to just get a whole new caliper, because it'd be a lot quicker just to swap on a new one. No, it compresses. Yeah, it compresses just fine. It's just that when I'm on this side and versus the other, the only reason this side compressed so easily is because it was up higher after I compressed that side. It's behaving just like the other one. There we go. Hoping the cantilevers it up so I can take the ramp out. Might have done it just enough. Maybe not. Now this side is not perfectly smooth. If it were one of my cars, I would not be concerned about the ridges in this one. But yeah, there's not really a ridge. I mean, a slight one right here, but nothing like the other side. Got an even bigger C-clamp. Ah, that compresses nicely. Should have done it this way on the other side. But that is fantastic. Press it a little more, but this time I'm gonna press on the bottom. It was moving evenly, but you know, just to be balanced. This really makes it a lot easier. Yeah, no leaks here, and they both moved easily, so I'm gonna say we don't have a problem with this caliper. Looks like it'll sit there just fine. Yet again, these pads look fine. I mean, they're a bit low, but still a good bit of life left. But she's been having issues with these brakes for a while, so we'll see what we can do. These are big boys. I may need a breaker bar for one of these. Or maybe not. 'Cause I'm strong. This is a first for me. On the other side, as well as this side, this boot was not covering the slide. I mean, the slide seems well lubricated, but it just wasn't covering it. So I'd be tempted to leave these on if it was a car I was gonna beat around in, because I don't mind coming and playing with this stuff, but I'm gonna see if I can find some new boots. Uh-oh, are you going to give me trouble? You might. See if I can get in there and do some magic. Okay, my biggest pry bar. Between the knuckle and the rotor. What kind of action are we gonna get with it? None. Just more muscle. You know, I did not think to see if the bearing on the other side was causing the issues after not seeing really anything wrong with the brakes. No, bearings, at least with the leverage I can grab, do not seem to be having issues. I may have to get new rotors because to get them off, I'm banking pretty hard. It's finally moving. Yeah, I probably beat these rotors up too much. And I'm definitely gonna take a wire brush to this and put some anti-seize on it next time. So I went and picked up new pads, new rotors, new hardware, and new boots for the sliders. And since this was stuck on so much, I'm gonna do something that I usually don't spend that much time on. I'm going to, this is actually pretty smooth already. I know it's staying. I'm actually clean off the face of the hub and apply some anti-seize. I have a better wheel for this, but I couldn't find the attachment, so I'm just gonna use this. Doesn't look much better. It's actually pretty smooth. It's just, even the stained area is smooth. But anyway, I'm gonna throw some anti-seize on because of how much it's stuck. A little bit goes a long way. All right, so you northern people, do you guys put it on the whole face or just around the little ring? Because really, I don't ever really do this. But whenever I work on a car that spends some time up north, the rotors are hard to get off. Can't say that most of the cars that I have that I worked on that have been southern their whole lives have that issue. So, is this too much? Is this just right? I mean, it's a very thin coating over the whole hub. If it's too much, I don't know. But it for sure is not gonna stick the same way it did last time. That I can be sure of. The brand new rotor. Clean it off with some brake cleaner. And I try not to sit it all the way on, so we'll see if any of the anti-seize came off on the other side. Nope. And now I'm gonna clean this side off. Damn, I got a little bit of anti-seize on the threads. And there are two different types of hardware, and I'm just matching them up so that I will be prepared to install them. Yeah, so there'll be 2 like this and 2 like this, and 1 of each goes on each side. So I'm gonna take out the old hardware, clean it up a little bit, and reinstall everything into the bracket. But I'm also gonna install new boots, clean up the sliders, and re-grease them. And the old rotor box will serve as a good, clean surface to do it on. Yeah, these sliders are in good condition, but I knew that thing, and new boots. Wait a minute, I should have got 4 of those new things. If you are a Chrysler expert, let me know. This boot kit only came with 2 of those. So I'm just gonna leave the old ones on, because I mean, this looks to be in great condition, and just clean up everything and re-grease it. Yeah, when it comes out clear, I'm calling that good enough. Came out real dirty before. And the other side. You can do this with a drill and zit zit zit, but as you'll see, after the first rinse, it'll come out clean. That's dirty. And that is pretty clean, eh? I use this just to get anything that's stuck on the wall. Got the new boot. I put the new boot on the sliders first. It's because this upper part of the slider doesn't really slide on other metal too much. It's this part here. Yeah, boot on first and then the grease. This is just brake parts lubricant. And I go up as high as I can, but you get the idea. Then I'll squeeze the air out of the boot. Put it down, then let the boot sit. There we go. And you see it's moving nicely, moving fantastically. There we go. Now for the hardware. This is some of the weirdest hardware I've ever seen. Way more bends and fins and everything than the other ones I've done. I'm still gonna hit it with a wire brush because I do want the new one to seat properly. Yeah, mainly dust. There's nothing sticking to it, which is good. Doesn't have to be spotless, but you don't want anything not allowing the new hardware to sit properly. There we go. And this is going to be pressure on the brake pad. So if it doesn't seat all the way in, don't worry about it. That's fine. Oh yeah, this is a great fit. It's a bit harder than some stuff that I've used to press in, but that is a good thing. This stuff should be stationary during car operation. It's just a nice smooth surface for the pad to glide on. So now it gets put back on. I'll be torquing these to 149 foot-pounds. I'm installing the pads, and this little arm here gets pressed down such that it presses the pad out. And the surfaces that will be touching the hardware are this surface, this surface, this surface, and this surface. So I'm going to lube all them up and try and put it on without getting too much on the rotor. And what's good about these is it tells you what position these go in. Inner left hand or outer right hand. And the other one I'm installing on the driver's side is inner right hand, outer left hand. So all of this is getting lubed up. All surfaces. Same thing over here. All right, let's see if we can seat these bad boys. All right, so it's in there. I just can't get it seated right. Don't know why it doesn't just slide in easily. Wait a minute, did I get it in? Yeah, all right, there it is. Don't know why that was difficult, but I think the others will be easy now that I know order of operations. So basically, it slides in like that. So they can get behind these and it'll push these back and that gives it clearance to go all the way in. But now I'm gonna have to clean the rotor again. So I'm gonna put the other one on and then we can try and put the caliper on. I think that's it. It's funny, once you figure out how it goes, it just slides right in. And I don't think I have these compressed enough. I'll know in a second. Nope, nowhere near close enough. So I have this clever little separator. Just got to get it centered. So what I have is separator, pad, onto the pistons. All right, I think that's good. What? Still not enough. There we go. Finally. Now I can put these bolts back in. These get torqued to 27 foot-pounds. So this side is done. I'm going to play the same game on the other side. But I'm going to apply the lessons learned so I know about how far these need to be compressed to clear the new pads and rotors. So I'm going to go ahead and knock that out now so I can close up the reservoir. So that should do it. I did the pins and put on the new hardware, and I'm going to try installing the pads before I mount the bracket. I'm going to see if that makes it any easier, because I know with practice I will get better, but it was a bit awkward last time, and who knows when the next time I'll do a Pacifica is. Let's see. So I'm going to seat it like this and like that in the pins. Let's see if I can just squeeze it in. So that side. So see, that was first shot, and I'm keeping it on the outside of the bracket. If I can do the other side, that'll make this a lot easier to put on. And a quick note, in years past, had a habit of putting brake disc quiet on the back of pads and in between the pad and the caliper. But this has anti-vibration backing and all the other moving parts are greased. I have not been putting it on and the brakes have been fine. I'll let you know if that changes, but if you want to put the brake disc quiet on it, it won't hurt. It just makes the job cleaner, and if it's unnecessary, it's one saved step. All right, let's see if I can get this on without knocking the other one off. That's one, and that's the other. Oh, and I didn't move the other one. So I got the bracket loaded before putting it on the knuckle. All right, let's see if I can get everything lined back up. All right, I'm gonna squeeze these in now. That was a lot easier than before. So that I can torque the lug nuts without putting the car down first, I put an Allen wrench between the rotor vent and the caliper. So I'm gonna torque these to 100 foot-pounds. After I buttoned everything up, I drove it and my sister-in-law picked it up, and she's been driving it for the better part of 2 weeks to and from work and for any errands she needs to run, and she has not had any issues. So thankfully, the issue seems resolved for now. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave a comment. And if you like watching people repair or fix broken cars, check out my channel because I'm always working on something. Thanks for watching. Take care.